Marahil, naisip nyo na ang ating topic ngayon ay tungkol sa Kristyanismo. Ngunit alam nyo ba na ito ay may mas malalim pang kahulugan? Regardless kung ano ang iyong spiritual path at kung ano ang iyong relasyon sa Kristyanismo, mayroon isang malalim na mystical divine love sa puso ng mga turo ni Yeshua o Jesus sa layman's term. Ang mainit na pagmamahal na ito ay nararamdaman ng mga tao saan mang sulok ng mundo, sa iba't ibang spiritual at religious traditions, not just Christianity. Side note lang po, bago tayo magsimula. Aware ako na may mga sagradong Kristiyano at anti-religious people na maaaring mag-react sa isyong ito. Kung isa ka sa mga taong nabibilang dito, pwede nyo naman pong hindi panoorin ang videong ito. At sa mga may bukas ang isip at puso, panoorin nyo po ito para maging gabay sa inyong paglalakbay. Wala po akong balak makipag-argumento o debate. Ang intensyon ko lang is to spread love and light to all of you. Salamat po! Ngayon, tayo po ay magpatuloy. Ano ba ang kahulugan ng Christ consciousness? At paano itong nakaka-relate directly sa ating spiritual journey? Ang Christ consciousness ay kamalayan ng ating higher self bilang bahagi ng universal system. Ito ay isang state of consciousness kung saan ang isang tao ay naabot na ang self-realization at unity sa Diyos o divine. Tinatawag din ang Christ consciousness bilang samadhi or deep spiritual bliss sa yogic and Hindu concept, oneness, nirvana, or spiritual enlightenment. At dahil ang Christ consciousness ay isang mystical term na tumutukoy sa isang spiritually evolved state of being, nagpapakita ito sa buhay at mensahe ni Jesus sa kanyang mga qualities tulad ng love, devotion, courage, sacrifice, and surrender sa gitna ng kanyang teachings and examples. Sa makatuwid, ang terminong Christ consciousness ay sagisag ng mga katangian ni Jesus sa ating buhay. Si Jesus, Yeshua sa totoong pangalan mula sa ancient writings, ay isang spiritual revolutionist. Ang Jesus ay ginamit na lang mula nang itatag ng Romans ang Kristyanismo at gamitin itong tool for power in the physical world. Ikinabit ang Christ dahil sa pagiging spiritually enlightened ni Jesus o Yeshua. Ang Jesus ay mula sa Greek mythology god na si Zeus, dahil siya ang sinasamba noon at sa pagbibigay pugay, sinasambit nila ang Hail Zeus, and later on, tinawag na itong Jesus o Jesus. Ngayon, gagamitin ko muna ang kilalang tawag sa kanya na Jesus. Ayon kay Andrew Harvey, isang mystical scholar, naparito si Jesus upang ipakita ang divinity ng bawat tao at ibigay sa sangkatauhan ang napakalaking posibilidad ng direct divine relation with God. Isang direktang Gnostic bliss na magiging ecstasy din ng service at justice. Itinuturo lang ng sublime paradox ni Jesus ang kanyang pagiging both human and divine, which, in spirituality, we recognize and acknowledge that we are all divine beings in a meat suit, or katawang tao, dahil lahat tayo ay bahagi ng Diyos o source na hindi nakahiwalay dito. Ipinapakita lang ni Jesus bilang way shower na ang spiritual enlightenment ay posibleng nating magawa din. Dinedemonstrate niya sa pamamagitan ng pagmamahal in the core of our hearts that we can transcend the mortal plane just like Him. Na kaya din nating maabot ang ecstatic mystical experience tulad ng nagawa niya dito. Nagiging gabay natin si Jesus sa ating paglalakbay. And we must realize our destiny is our journey itself. Nasa ating journey ang excitement, ang challenges na ating na-overcome, ang joy, ang love along the way. And Jesus taught us to enjoy the moment. Dahil walang past nor future, we live right now, at this moment. Kaya sa ating paglalakbay, namnamin natin ang lahat ng karanasan na nakakapagpaunlad sa ating puso, sa ating isip, at higit sa lahat, sa ating kaluluwa. Let His life and teachings inspire and motivate us to be a better version of ourselves. Bagamat hindi intentional na iugnay lamang ang Christ consciousness sa personalidad ni Jesus Christ, ang kombinasyon ng Christian language sa Eastern religious and philosophical concepts ay ginagawang controversial term ng ilan. Ang Christ consciousness ay ipinangalan pagkatapos ng spiritual elevation ni Jesus na kanyang nakamit sa kanyang mortal na buhay, at symbolic enlightenment na natamo din ng mga spiritual masters tulad niya pagkatapos ng period of suffering. Ito ay isang karaniwang konsepto sa maraming iba't ibang religious traditions at hindi unique lang sa Christianity. As such, ang Christ consciousness ay open sa lahat ng seekers of awareness and spiritual awakening, regardless of their personal religious devotion. How to be in the state of Christ consciousness? Sa paghanap sa Christ consciousness, the idea is to transcend physical existence and experience one's own divinity and godlike nature. It is a path of love, peace, harmony, and bliss na nagtuturo upang maunawaan natin ang ever-present higher power na nag-uugnay sa lahat ng nilalang sa universe. Ang kinakailangan lang ng isang tao upang maranasan ang Christ consciousness ay ang kalooban at kapasidad na tanggapin ito, isang open mind at dedication to any spiritual practice. Ito ay maaaring kasing simple ng pagsunod sa isang new way of conscious thought upang mas maging compassionate, patient, or tolerant person. Once the human mind recognizes the divine within, Christ consciousness tends to awaken gradually. It can be viewed as having found truth or a rediscovery of one's connection with our innermost spiritual being. As such, ito ay isang state of great maturity and intellectual development. Kadalasang inilalarawan bilang isang joyful and liberating experience. Kapag ang pagtitiwala sa isang higher power ay nagsimulang mag-evolve, one can begin to attain greater levels of spiritual development and live a more worthy life. Maaari ding magkaroon ng internal conflict along the path to Christ consciousness. Ngunit ang ganitong uri ng suffering ay kinakailangan to ascend traditional ways of thinking. Ginamit si Jesus bilang example sa mga sumusunod sa landas na ito dahil isinasama niya ang paniniwala na ang lahat ng nilalang ay kaisa ng divine source o God. To attain Christ consciousness is to recognize one's birthright as a child of God, just as Jesus was said to be. Dahil nga, si Jesus ay naging enlightened after a period of suffering, na nagiging symbolic guide sa mga nagdurusa sa kanilang landas sa pagtuklas sa kanilang true nature and higher self. Here are some Christ consciousness quotes you can follow or reflect during meditation. Take your time to contemplate. The light of Jesus, the light of the world, is the light of our own awareness. Adya Shanti. Behold thine immortal self, resurrected with Christ in the illuminating light of Christ consciousness, present in every soul, every flower, every atom. Paramahansa Yogananda. Christ wasn't a Christian, and Buddha wasn't a Buddhist, and Muhammad wasn't Muslim. These people were having the experience of unity consciousnesses and universal consciousness, and they spoke of it in words. Deepak Chopra. When a person experiences ego transcendence or enlightenment, we often say she has emerged with the light or with God, the self, the Buddha nature, Christ consciousness, emptiness, or being, the ultimate sacred other. Bill Plotkin. The kingdom of God is within you. Jesus. Luke 17:21. Let us meditate until we perceive the infinite Christ reigning in our own hearts. Let us learn to love those who love us not, and to forgive those who do ill against us. Let us break all our mental boundaries of color, creed, and nationality, and receive all, even our inanimate and animal brothers, in the endless, all-embracing arms of our Christ consciousness. This will be a true and fitting celebration of the coming of Jesus Christ to this earth. Paramahansa Yogananda. Christ speaks. In your gentle hand, hold my love in your palm. Once my hands were thorny and bloody, yet I still beam love to humanity. Through my heart, mine eyes, mine soul, imbued by the most gentle hands of all, our holy spiritual oneness. By Ramon Ravenswood. Remember always that the goal of awakening, of self-awareness, of living in higher consciousness is always about the very same thing that Christ brought into the world, which is unconditional, agape love. Theodore J. Nottingham. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Jesus. Matthew 22:39. But to you who are listening, I say, love your enemies, do good to those who hate you, bless those who curse you, pray for those who mistreat you. Jesus. Luke 6:27. God is never out of the soul, in which he dwelt blissfully without end. Gillian of Norwich. The eye through which I see God is the same eye through which God sees me. My eye and God's eye are one eye, one seeing, one knowing, one love. Meister Eckhart. Ngayon, nalaman na natin na ang Christ consciousness ay isang napakagandang bahagi ng buhay na tumutukoy sa divine love, spiritual integration, and the process of heart awakening, a form of illumination and transformation that happens at deeper levels of the spiritual awakening. Nasan ka man sa landas na ito at anuman ang kaugnayan mo sa mas traditional forms of Christianity, mayroong mystical core sa ugat ng bawat tradisyon na nagtuturo sa oneness na pinagbabatayan ng lahat ng nabubuhay. Christ consciousness is that unifying force of the Sacred Heart that we all have access to if only we are open. It is an expression of our true nature. So, yun na lamang po muna. Merry meet, merry part, blessed be. Let's all heal, rebuild, and live. Let's continue to pray for peace, love, and light. Stay positive, mga ka-MB. Thanks for watching.